Professor Diaz here, and in this video I'm going to explain the law of supply and the supply curve. Okay, so we've all heard about supply and demand, even if you've never taken an economics class. We just talked about demand and understanding what that is. Now we're going to talk about supply, and we have to start with the law of supply. And again, I'm going to give you my definition because I think it's a lot simpler, right? The law of supply simply says this: the more expensive the stuff, the more people want to sell the stuff. Okay, and let me say that again. The more expensive the stuff, the more people want to sell the stuff. I'll write it down. The more expensive the stuff, the more people want to sell the stuff. What does this mean? As the price of goods and services go up, more people will want to sell those goods and services. More businesses will want to sell those goods and services. We call this the law of supply. Conversely, you could also say it the other way. The less expensive the stuff, the less people want to sell their stuff, okay? Now remember, this is opposite of demand because this is a direct relationship, right? Law of demand was indirect, which said the more people want, the more expensive the stuff, the less people want to buy it. But here, the more expensive the stuff, the more people want to sell it. So if we were to chart this out on a curve, which we will, okay, this would look like this. Let's get this curved line here. Okay, this would be a supply curve because look what happens. Let's put our price over here on the y-axis and our quantity over here on the x-axis. This is the same graph as demand. As the price is high, say up here, lots of people, lots of quantities of businesses and people want to sell the product. As the price is low, not very many people want to sell the product, right? And this makes sense. And this is even how it is with, say, goods. You know, if we think about the market of Craigslist, and you find out that there's a shortage of something you have, but there's lots of people out there willing to buy it. As the price of a product goes up, you become more willing to sell. There's a higher quantity of people that would be willing to sell said good or service. Okay, so this is the basic law of supply. The more expensive the stuff, the more people want to sell it. The higher the price, the more people want to sell it. As the price goes down, then less people want to sell the stuff. This is a direct relationship, which is what causes the line to go up. As it moves up this way, because as price goes up, quantity also goes up, right? Which gives this the direct relationship shape. If you're trying to remember the difference between supply and demand, remember sup up, supply. The supply curve goes up, supply. Okay, so that's the law of supply. We will continue on in our discussion of supply in the next video.